Hey everyone, wherever you are, hope you're having a wonderful week so far. We're here with the latest episode of the Inside Crypto Show, interviews and discussions with the regular people just like yourselves. Today we are joined by Zak Taher, CEO of multibank.io, part of the Multibank Group. The group was established in California, USA in 2005. Since then, they've evolved into one of the largest financial derivatives providers worldwide, with a current paid-up capital of over $322 million and a daily trading volume of around $12.1 billion. Those are big numbers, and we'll get into them later. But before we do, as always, we have to talk about Zak's background. Zak, thank you so much for making time today. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here. So yeah, as you introduced me, I'm the CEO of multibank.io. Multibank.io is a cryptocurrency division of Multibank Group. We pride ourselves really with our main unique selling point that we're the world's most regulated financial derivative broker. We've been in operations since 2005, and I've been leading our move into the crypto, DeFi, and Web3 space since the last 3 years or so. And we're just coming down to the nitty gritty of releasing all our platforms and everything that we've been working hard over the last 3 years or so. So yeah, excited to be here and excited to see what comes in the future.
I love the way you phrase it, leading the push for crypto. And I've got to ask, because I did look into things and I was giving information as well. And I think we're probably around the similar age. But for me, if my dad was still around, convincing him to say, hey, Dad, let's check out this crypto stuff would be a very hard mission. So did you have to overcome that with your dad?
To be honest with you, we are a family business, but we're very much business oriented. So most of our discussions are always around business, and being an ambitious family, we're always looking to improve. And obviously, it's a difficult position for a lot of the TradFi companies. We've been working, companies like us since 2005, and then I've been in crypto since 2016, and the growth of crypto exchanges since then have completely dwarfed the TradFi side. For us, like you said, we're proud to have a trading volume of $12 billion. That's very high in the TradFi space. We're one of the top three, but then it's a lot smaller than your crypto exchanges who are doing 25 billion a day. Now, granted, onboarding crypto and start trading is much easier than the TradFi space, but when you're looking at these new emerging markets doing so well, you've got to decide how to move. And my selling point and pitch, if you would like, was about bridging TradFi and DeFi. And most of the exchanges out there are really programmers or people who've been in the finance side and then got into crypto. Whereas we're really all about regulation and putting our clients first. And I see us as the first movers from the TradFi into the crypto space. Being the first mover there, I think will be a very good position for us. And from that point, it was an easy pitch really to the board.
Beyond some of the volume, like the decentralized exchanges are doing, like Uniswap, what else motivated you? What motivated you in crypto to say, I've got to look into this technology in 2016?
So to be honest with you, I'd heard about crypto for quite some time. I was maybe a bit naive at the beginning with the usual stigma of this is just for money laundering, things like that, and the dark web. But then a friend of mine actually started explaining to me the blockchain. And it was one of those eureka moments being in the industry and working, especially when we were living in China. We deal with a lot of governmental projects. So we deal with a lot of banks in particular. And knowing how the back offices of a lot of banks work and all the issues that they have and political issues in different regions, you see the blockchain and all of a sudden you go down this rabbit hole of, wow, all these benefits that could come from it. So that was my first delve into crypto was because understanding the blockchain. And then once you understand the blockchain, it goes into so many different aspects of your business, right? That was actually really the first thing that got me into crypto and saying this is here to stay. And then obviously if you start integrating those systems into your business and making it more efficient and more automated, then I think that's a kind of a win situation.
We had a guest on, I guess we recorded last week, but the episode's coming out this week, and he was part of Merrill Lynch and HSBC. And he was saying, while the big banks were like, oh my God, crypto sucks, blah, 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 blah. He was having conversations behind the scenes. Yes, these guys are working on blockchain technology behind the scenes. And I was wondering, like, in your case, have you been working on blockchain technology for a while, or is this more a recent thing, or like, when did the actual work on multibank.io start?
Yeah, that's more a recent thing. Let's say in the last 18 months, we started developing our platforms. We first launched our crypto spot exchange. And to be honest with you, the difficulty of being in the TradFi space and coming into crypto is that we have very high standards, right? So in the TradFi space, execution and slippage and the trading platform is so important. So that took us a while to get right. We're very happy with where it is, where we can handle around 12 to 15 million trades a second. Our executions around 40 nanoseconds. So we built something that's very robust. And then from the blockchain side of it, integrating your wallets and all this kind of stuff, that was the first part of that. Thankfully, it's gone extremely well. We're very happy with where it is. And hopefully over the next 3 to 4 weeks, just after the Christmas period, we'll be launching our derivatives trading for multi-bank IO as well. And then we've got staking and copy trading and a whole suite of interesting projects and products to bring to the markets.
Very nice. And who is multibank.io? Because I know I looked at some of the regions you're available in, but I think I'd rather let you tell our audience, like, they're like, okay, this sounds cool. And you exchange, especially with all the work you've done towards regulation. And I mean, what happened with FTX, what's happening with Binance, like people are like, okay, we'd like a safer solution, but we're not American. We don't live in the US. We can't use Coinbase. Who's multibank.io for?
Well, actually, unfortunately, the US is one of the markets that we're not targeting at the minute. I think from a regulatory point of view, it's too much of a minefield at the minute. So we're actually multi-bank IO at the minute is currently regulated by the Australian Securities Investment Commission. And we've registered that license with AUSTRAC to make sure that we adhere to the highest standards of regulation and compliance. And from there, we actually can onboard clients worldwide from OFAC listed countries, the US and Japan. Apart from that, we take customers from everywhere. We have multiple on and off ramps for fiat deposits and withdrawals in Europe to UAE and a few other countries. Yeah, we've worked hard on our compliance and the regulatory setup, and that's allowed us to be able to accept clients from many different jurisdictions.
Zach, is the goal eventually in a few years' time for you guys to be at the same level as Coinbase, or for to be surpassed Coinbase and be the number one crypto exchange in the world? Is that the eventual goal?
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, we're the most regulated financial broker in the world in the TradFi. We have certain USPs that give us that, right? And I think if we can bring that across the crypto space, it'll be fantastic. As an example, customer service, I think, is one of the biggest pain points in crypto. As a crypto user, you really used to wind me up having to wait days on end to get a reply from the crypto exchanges. On our TradFi space, we offer 24/7 customer service through live chat, WhatsApp, emails, and it covers 10 languages. So we want to bring that across into the crypto space. We have dedicated sales managers for our clients. We have 25 plus offices worldwide. So we're very much a people's exchange. I'm based in Dubai. Well, we allow our customers to come to our office, meet us. We have special requests from clients. Yeah, we're very front facing. So I think that sets us apart, really. And obviously, like I said, being who we are and our history, we're coming into this with a very ambitious mindset. So yeah, we're looking definitely to be one of the top exchanges in the world, if not the top.
That's awesome. And some of the things you mentioned, like customer service is a pain. I've been lucky. I haven't had too many issues, but I know here in Taiwan, where I live, like people always complain about Binance reply times or sometimes local exchanges here. I've heard issues on Reddit about, Coinbase and Coinbase replies and frozen account, that sort of stuff. So like having that accessible customer service is really important.
Yeah, I agree fully.
Zach, I wanted to ask you, right? This was also another question that I had was like, you guys coming from that TradFi background, having TradFi clients, right? In the last few years or so, talking to friends and family members around the world, there's definitely like, I would say like a 50-50 perception, right? And some of the like big institutions, like crypto is still risky. Our traditional clients don't want it, right? So, I mean, with the multi-bank group, right, were you ever worried about the perception of starting multibank.io affecting your traditional clients?
To be honest with you, I don't think it can affect our traditional clients. One of the things that is quite interesting is seeing our TradFi trading clients depositing with crypto. You know what I mean? Those numbers have increased a lot. So that's the kind of move that says, okay, we've got TradFi clients there who obviously are holding crypto. They got it on a different exchange, but yeah, they're transferring them to us to trade traditional assets. So what's the best solution for that is a one-stop shop for trading. So the way that we've done it is actually having so many regulations. We've got 13 licenses, right? And that allows us to passport between each other. Somebody who signs up with multi-bank FX on our TradFi side will automatically get a crypto account and vice versa. And the username and password to log in to both platforms, it's a single sign-on. So it's same username and password. And then that we're going to be able to offer certain facilities that other exchanges don't offer. For example, you could be able to transfer crypto from multi-bank IO to your multi-bank FX account and trade using your crypto and having a line of credit on it. We're coming up with different things like that to bring it all under one hood, really. My ultimate goal is that we're currently building like an ecosystem. So we're setting up our own payment gateway that will be on the blockchain and have a utility. Then we're going to set up a digital bank account or a digital bank. And then we have all our different avenues of trading. So at the end of the day, instead of getting a trading account, our concept is that you'll sign up and get a digital bank account. And then you could on-ramp using wire transfer or your card, which will be on our payment gateway. And then you could transfer your funds from your main wallet to, your crypto trading account or your TradFi trading account, and it's all under one hood. And then when you want to withdraw your funds, you can either do that to your bank account or we'll be issuing a debit card so you can just spend it on the spot. So yeah, that's our objective, all in one trading financial services application.
That's awesome. Like, I hate using multiple solutions. Here in Taiwan, when I moved here, one of the most irritating things is whenever you change jobs, you have to open up a bank at the company of that job. So I have 6 or 7 bank accounts. It's horrible. I hate it a lot. But let's talk about the market, like how things have changed, especially in the last 24 hours or so. And before we do that, I want to remind everyone, like what you say, what I say is not financial or legal advice. So please do your own research. So Zach, I saw like a tweet probably like an hour ago, crypto hit 45, retraced back to 42, but things are still pretty exciting, right? People are saying, okay, the bear market is over, the bull market is here, maybe depending whichever side of the line you land on. I think this is like a very opportune time for multi-bank, but how are you at multi-bank feeling about the market and the prospects for 2024?
Bullish. Again, like I said, I'm a crypto advocate. This will be my third halvening cycle. Halvening's coming up hopefully in April, May time. I always see that as a catalyst. I think one of the biggest things for me, definitely in the region, is again, we go back to price action also relates to adoption, right? I think the adoption cycle also, the halvening effect, the FOMO effect, like you said, you go on Twitter or formerly Twitter or X, and you see all these FOMO memes coming back out and things like that. Obviously, we've also got the ETF next due. So I think there's definitely some speculation with the ETF and the hardening coming, but I'm very bullish for next year, without a doubt.
Very nice. And, you brought up the adoption topic. Thanks for doing that. I know a lot of crypto platforms in Gemini, Coinbase, Binance, they put a fair bit of effort into education. I was wondering, with multibank.io, is that something you're thinking about doing or have already done to help adoption when someone goes to multibank? They're like, okay, what is Ethereum? What is Bitcoin? How do I invest in this, et cetera, et cetera?
100%. So we're looking at actually, we've already started building a learn and earn kind of program. So we're going to have multiple different courses from basics of crypto trading to basics of blockchain development, so on and so forth. And then obviously more advanced classes. And the more you complete, the more you'll earn. And that will be a bunch of different types of giveaways or bonuses and things like that. So we'll be giving away some of our own token, which we can talk about in a bit, the BG token. We'll be doing accesses to raffles, trips. Those are different type of giveaways. But yeah, we're going to be concentrating a lot on education for sure. I think it's a big factor in crypto. Some of us have been in crypto for a while and you forget about the barrier of entry into crypto with all the wallets and from setting up nodes and all that kind of stuff. So Reddit was a great place for me to learn. But you've got to actively go out and seek these things, right? So we're hoping to bring all of this under one hood and provide a thorough trading or trading classes for many different subjects on the
That's
crypto.
awesome. That's definitely good. And continuing the adoption theme, right? We talked a little bit before the show about you having lived a few places, me having lived a few places. And I was wondering, with those experiences you've had, I'm sure you've had a wide variety of friends from west to east. And how's the concept about crypto, you think, from west going to east? Do you think that there's going to be more adoption in 2024? Or more people saying, okay, the bad stuff is gone, I'll think about this again? Or are people still hesitant from the people that you know in your life?
I think people are definitely still hesitant, but I think there's also different type of people, right? So you've got your kind of crypto maximalists, and they're in one bucket. And I think, there's skeptic, but will always be in it, or at least, the majority of the time. And I think, these are the kind of people that are investing, right now. And then you've got the people who are on the outside in. This is really where I'm hoping that we're going to be successful and target the adoption of crypto, because like we just said now, it's the barrier of entry into crypto. We might think it's simple because we've been in it for such a long time, but these newcomers need hand holding. And again, that's where we go back to our customer service and our training, where we can say to clients, okay, listen, it's not that bad. We can walk you through it. We'll be doing seminars and things like that to explain people what a wallet is, what the blockchain is. And I think this is the type of thing that will make people feel a bit more secure and coming into crypto. Obviously, the situations like FTX are hopefully behind us, but people are still talking about it, right? Like you just mentioned it. So that's a prime example. But yeah, I'm hoping that with regulation and safeguarding assets, we're in discussions at the minute with the local bank in the UAE. They're regulated by the central bank of the UAE. And they've just recently got their crypto custody license. Now, we also bank with these guys. And I think that kind of move where we can offer the retail space, a crypto exchange like us, or a company like us that's been regulated since 2005 with an unblemished record. And then to add on top of that, customer service, a sales agent, and then explaining to them the security of their funds and their crypto in a bank that's regulated by the central bank is a huge kind of, it puts your mind at ease. You know that things are set up properly. And I think that's the kind of thing that will increase the adoption and bring, let's say, TradFi or non-crypto people into crypto. I think the point is a lot of people, or everybody you talk to now, knows about crypto. And it's just about giving them the access and the education, also the peace of mind that, yeah, this is safe and you can come into the crypto space and you won't be conned if you deal with a player like ourselves.
Definitely. And you really hit on a key point, I think, which is that people need that sense of security, right? Or I remember the Chinese word is like anquangan, right? Is that sense of security that what I'm doing is correct. And if something happens, I'm safe. Americans always talk about FDIC, right? And I think you need something equivalent to that for crypto, or some sort of say, hey, yes, here's ABCD and this is why you're safe. So I totally agree with you. Let's come back to multi-bank and the token. Tell us about your token and how that works.
So yeah, like I said, we're releasing our new token. It's more of an ecosystem token rather than an exchange token. So it's going to have multiple utilities. The concept actually came from me looking at our client onboarding journey, as that was the baseline for it. Where obviously our client first comes in, he signs up, and the first action is to deposit. Majority of the big deposits are done by wire, and then we get the smaller ones through card deposits. And then you start looking at the fees these internet payment gateway or PSPs are charging you, and they're charging you anywhere in between 3 to 7% on the money that you process, depending. So we started looking into that, and the baseline is about cost-wise, is about 0.3 to 0.5% on the PSP side. So the first thing that we did was we set up NextPay, which is the internet payment gateway. Yeah, that's up and running now. And we're integrating that into the blockchain where we can onboard companies on other exchanges or shops or any online e-commerce site or anybody that's processing funds online. And we'll offer them the competitive rate at 3 to 7%. But if they buy our token and stake it, depending on which tier that they're on, we can actually go all the way down to 0.5%. We'll break even. Obviously, our upside is that they're buying the token and staking it and locking it in. That was the first facet of taking PSP onto the blockchain and offering a discounted fee structure. And this actually came around when we were setting up the crypto exchange, which is we were looking at CRMs. And there's not really a CRM out there for financial services. And obviously, each exchange, depending on their onboarding journey and different journeys, whether deposits or withdrawals or all that kind of stuff, needs customization. And the biggest headache with CRMs is the upfront cost. So we've actually started developing our own in-house CRM where all the information is stored on the blockchain. So that obviously provides huge security. Obviously, there's always a risk, whoever your CRM company is, that they can access your client data. And obviously, data is key. So if you can log that into the blockchain, that would be a huge kind of safeguarding on client data, which is super important. And then from there, we get into digital banks and utilities and discounted fees and free services, depending on how much MBG tokens you stake. Then it goes on to the exchange sides. On the multi-bank IO side, we'll be offering discounted fees and special accesses to special features on our platform if you hold our token. Standard stuff in crypto, but then we're also extending that across to multi-bank effect. So we'll become the first TradFi exchange to offer discounts using utility token. For example, our clients who trade CFDs get charged a daily swap rate. If you stake our token, we'll offer you a decreased swap rate depending on which tier you are. So that's the baseline of our token and what we've got coming in the next 6 to 12 months. And then kind of icing on the cake to that is we're building our own layer 2 so that we can get people to come and start building on our own layer. And our idea there is that this is going to be layer 2 specifically targeting derivative trading and any DeFi that can be plugged into trading.
Very cool. That's really exciting, Zach. Zach, just to be clear for myself and for the audience as well, the layer 2 is not the layer your token is on, right? It's your token's on another blockchain.
Yes, and we're going to be launching initially on the ERC20 token and then building our own layer and then migrating across.
For your future layer 2, this is your own blockchain. Are you using something else as an infrastructure to build that layer 2?
Yeah, we'll be using a fork, to be honest with you. So we'll announce all the details in the next month or two, but we're hoping to launch that in Q1 of next year.
Cool. And so Zach, let's say, picture a typical podcast YouTube viewer. He's okay, this is all really interesting and exciting. But if you had to talk to someone, let's say they're not an American person, right? So they're someone who's looking for another exchange. What would be the one major key differentiator, let's say, for multibank.io compared to your competitors?
I would have to say legacy and trust. I think us being here around for such a long time, and as another example, all our accounts are audited by Baker Tilly. We're very public and transparent. So from regulation and trust for me is super important. That's definitely number one. There's no point. And it's very frustrating, to be fair, because we go back to the F word. FTX's platform was fantastic. I loved it as a platform. But what's the point of having a great platform if it's not secure? So I think that really is the main thing. And we're spearheading that too with something that we've not mentioned yet, which is VARA, which is a virtual asset regulatory authority that's been set up here in Dubai. So VARA is a new crypto regulator in Dubai. We have monthly roundtable meetings ourselves and let's say the 4 other top crypto exchanges out there. And we meet on a monthly basis and we discuss the regulatory framework and how we can improve the laws and the rules and what's a gray area and what isn't and how to improve things. Definitely a shift towards regulation and safety and compliance. And I think that's being spearheaded here in Dubai, to be honest with you, because from all the regulators out there, for me, from my personal point of view and from my personal involvement, VARA are doing a fantastic job and will be the number one crypto regulator in the world.
That's great to hear. And to be honest, I think how many episodes have we done? We've done like 60 episodes so far in 2023. We've had a few Dubai guests, and they've all said the same thing about VARA and Dubai being the future crypto hub of the world. I know we had a few Asian people argue for Singapore. A lot of Americans say it's still going to be America, but I think Dubai definitely seems to have taken the lead, at least from the number of guests we've had on the show.
Look, let's say I agree with that.
Very cool. Zak, I've got to ask you this question, right? This is a typical end of the year 2023 question. It makes for the best YouTube shorts, TikTok shorts, which is where all the views are these days. So predictions for 2024, again, not talking about price. I want to make an emphasis because there's no price talk on this show ever, but any sort of predictions, crypto, global economic predictions, up to you. What's top of mind if you had to think about next year?
I'll stick to the crypto side, but I'll put my neck on the line here and say by end of next year, if not the beginning of the year after 2025, BTC will hit an all-time high.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm bullish about it for sure.
Okay. That's perfect. I think we'll go with that single prediction for today.
Yeah.
Very nice, Zak. I don't want to take up too much of your time. And as always for this show, and everyone who listens and watches knows that I like to end off the show giving you the floor, totally open. Whatever you want to say that you haven't had a chance to say yet, floor is yours. Tell us how you'd like to end off today's show.
First of all, just again, thanking you for inviting us today. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm sure we'll have many more in the future. From a multi-bag IO side, I think the underlying message is that we're a legacy business, and we're trying to set up an exchange that's regulated, offering peace of mind, helping users understand the platform, helping users understand what crypto is, and any barriers of entries that they've got, we're looking to assist them. And at the same time, we're looking at bringing the new products and new features in that to make it a little bit more exciting and a little bit easier to get involved. And if there's anybody out there that is interested in getting into crypto and has found it difficult or is wanting a bit of assistance, I'm sure one of our friendly customer service and sales team would be able to assist. And we look forward to the year ahead.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to the year ahead as well, because I am looking for a new exchange as well. So I have to definitely check out multi-bank living in Taiwan and see how I can, because obviously I used to be a Binance customer like a lot of Taiwanese people here. And given what Binance is going through, I think it's time to change. But that could be a whole nother podcast. And we don't have time for that today, unfortunately. But Zak, I really appreciate the time and the patience you've had talking to me today. Not to mention all the cool things you guys have planned at Multibank. So I hope people will check them out. Multibank socials will be there. Zak, I know you're on LinkedIn. Is there any other place for people to follow you on?
The usual Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. That's
cool.
Our main three. Yeah.
Sounds good.
And Telegram, of course.
Telegram as well. I'll include those as well. And cool. And I really hope we do get to catch up next year and have a new show and to say how have things happened at the beginning, first 6 months of the year, or maybe do a recap of 2024 or see how that goes. Maybe same time next year. That would be awesome. And thank you very much for your time again, and talk to you again next year sometime.
It's been absolutely my pleasure. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody.
Thank you, Zak. Take care.
Thanks a lot.